So we're talking about being whole. And the question is, how do I repair? What medicine do I put on? Well, there's a question you need to ask before you ask medicine, which is actually what's wrong. Think about a hospital. Think about you go there injured. Well, you'd want them to know exactly what the injury is because how many medicines are there? How many procedures, protocols, how many interventions can they do? How many machines and instruments are there to help bring repair? Well, you'd want the right medicine on the job. You wouldn't want them putting a cast on your leg when you're having a heart issue, right? And in the same way, we have to be careful that we don't just blanket apply medicine. We want the right medicine on the job. So there's at least 4 places where we need to have some discovery about what's wrong. The first one is just what you don't know. You know, none of us have come to the full knowledge of everything in ourselves and our relationships and our world. And so there's a lot of places in our heart, if we drew out our heart map, that are still the land of mystery, still kind of the dark, misty forest. Well, there's things we just don't know. Perhaps the reason why my heart is struggling is there's just something I don't know. Well, there's medicine for that. That medicine is to know. The medicine is to learn. The medicine is to ask. Actually, the medicine is this: can I be curious? Now, here's where you find curiosity. Curiosity is a really great medicine to put in the place of judgment. So I make a mistake, I do something silly, I do something wrong, and then judgment would say, oh my gosh, I'm so stupid, I can't believe I did that. Well, that's judgment. Curiosity would say, okay, that was not my best choice. I wonder what's going on with me that that's what I chose to do. Curiosity is a medicine for the unknown. A lot of times we think the things that we don't know will harm us. Actually, the things you don't know don't harm you in the way that things you believe are true and are not true. Have you noticed this, that there will be a person who believes something strongly? Now, they're totally wrong, but they believe it so strongly, well, they don't look for any new information. That's what actually hurts you. That judgment of, I've decided, this is the problem, and I've decided. Instead of being curious about it, here's a great question. In the midst of that moment, where there's something that came up that I didn't show up being who I wanted to be, and I want to start removing anything that's really not me, this would be a great question. I'm curious why that's what I chose to do. Lord, what do you want me to know? That'll help you. That's the medicine for the unknown. Now, we also have places where we're broken. Places where I've been loving. Places where I have tried. Places where I have thoroughly been myself. And there's a break there. The break comes from really it being a broken-hearted kind of place, a place where I really showed up being loving and it wasn't wanted. I really showed up being caring and it was disregarded. Brokenness comes out of a place of being wounded, being unwanted, being misunderstood. So we have a lot of broken, wounded places. And the wounds happening again and again and again and again lead to a place that breaks. So one place that I've been wounded again and again and again is being misunderstood. I don't know if you can relate to that. But in this place of me feeling very uniquely myself, both the introvert with the vibrant personality, I like to be alone, but I get lonely. This place where people say I'm too creative, or then I tone it down and they go, I'm too quiet. That place of being misunderstood, I've experienced over and over and over again, to a point where it eventually breaks and I just go, you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm just going to adapt and I'm going to figure out who you want and I'm just going to be that. If you want someone creative, then I will try and show up in the creativity that you're interested in rather than the creativity that's me. If you want someone who's intellectual, okay, I'll just get out my internal dictionary and I'll just use a bunch of big words because that apparently is what you want. And I found myself breaking in a place that says this. I believe people have said non-verbally, maybe verbally, but have said to me, you're not what we want. Okay. So the broken place is, then just tell me what you want and that's what I'll be. That comes from continual woundedness till it breaks. Then we're really susceptible to a third place that really injures our heart, which is lies we believed. Lies we believe that we're too much or we're not enough. Lies that we believe that we're such a disappointment, or we don't have it all together, or you'll fail, or you'll never measure up, or are you just broken? Are you defective? There's a place where the wounds, the lies, the things we don't know, those all require different medicines. So you'd want to actually know which one it is so that I can move forward. So this is where curiosity comes in. Now we've made our heart map. We're on this quest. We're on this adventure to find who God's designed us to be and to be whole. Well, we've got to be brave enough to discover there's some places where we need some attention. We've got to be loving enough that we're willing to go into that place and find, where is that spot? Am I brave enough? Am I loving enough? Am I caring enough to look at the heart map of myself and say, ooh, the valley of, the earthquake rift of, you're not what we want. Am I brave enough to go in there, the valley of the shadow of death? Well, I'm not brave enough to go in it by myself. And that's what we're going to talk about next in being whole with Him.